After Kylo Ren killed his father on Starkiller Base at the end of The Force Awakens, the theory that Kylo will eventually be returned to the light side of the Force has been challenged by several Star Wars fans on the basis that, if this were to in fact happen, there would realistically be no one in the galaxy to give Ben Solo a second chance at life. The level of darkness Kylo Ren seems to spread currently in the universe is not to be taken lightly either. Ben's father isn't the only one to fall by his blade, and surely won't be the last. Luke Skywalker's entire Jedi Academy was destroyed with the help of Kylo Ren between episodes 6 and 7, and with it, any semblance of protection against Supreme Leader Snoke, the Knights of Ren, and the First Order itself. The entire capital system of the Republic was wiped out in an instant, with Kylo Ren acting as an extension of Snoke's fist on the ground level of a neighboring planet. With this information and the basic knowledge that the dark side is fueled by emotions such as fear, anger, and hatred, I believe it is easy to assume that Kylo Ren is irreversibly scarred on an emotional level by the actions he brought about himself, which forever inhibits his initial connection with the ways of the Jedi. Although he feels the pull to the light, he never acts on it and instead gives in to the more insidious ways of his master. Even if Kylo Ren eventually gave in to the forces of good and decided to right the wrongs he had done in the past, no one in the entire galaxy would believe him. While it is true that Ren's grandfather, Anakin Skywalker, died a Jedi hero, the universe was greatly unaware of such an event and instead remembered him as Darth Vader, the tyrant murderer who destroyed the Old Republic and helped terrorize the galaxy into submission for over 20 years. Vader also died immediately following his return to the light. That anger is forever inside Ben Solo. Imagine a changed man attempting to save his soul by doing everything he possibly could for the Resistance that he had just fought against for years, and being treated like a snake by fellow warriors, politicians, and civilians. Even a changed heart cannot protect Kylo Ren from the laws of the galaxy. There would of course be consequences to his actions, and as stated before, no level of trust or confidence in the changed man. If Kylo Ren could be seduced by the dark side of the Force in the past, there is no reason to believe it wouldn't happen again in the future, now that he is seen as a public enemy of the government, and more importantly, a war criminal with a dark past that ended the lives of several innocents. We don't know any details about Ben's initial turn to the dark. However, we can assume that the public definitely would not treat him anywhere near as well as his previous self before the destruction of the Jedi Academy. Sure, the reveal that he is the grandson of the hated Vader would be a horrible ordeal for a young man to deal with, but it most certainly wouldn't be as bad as facing charges for crimes you'd actually committed against the government and its people. If the reveal of Kylo's grandfather's identity affected him so dearly as to sway his alliance to the dark, then an entire galaxy working against him surely would psychologically damage him, especially after a desired reversion back to his old life. Currently, there seems to be no way Kylo Ren can easily assume his old identity of Ben Solo, without every being in the Resistance coming down on him like a fleet of Star Destroyers on a single ship. That is why I believe that there is no hope of returning Kylo Ren to the light side of the Force currently. Episode 8 is right around the corner, yet I feel the events of The Last Jedi will only solidify Ren's devotion to Snoke and forever condemn him to a life of pain and suffering. I also think the likelihood of anyone attempting to retrieve him from the dark side is almost impossible. Luke's efforts to restore Ben Solo to his former self would probably be as effective as an attempt by Obi-Wan on Vader in A New Hope. Leia and Rey both seem unlikely as well, and there's no love for Ren from Chewie whatsoever. When Kylo Ren murdered Han Solo, it represented a submission to the will of the dark side inside of Ben Solo himself. Why wouldn't he just as easily cut down his mother, mentor, or other enemies? In conclusion, I think that the likelihood of Kylo Ren redeeming himself, ergo Return of the Jedi, is near impossible as of now. Luke only saved his father because of the bond they shared as father and son. The entire reason Anakin turned to the dark side was to save his family. When he died saving his son, it made complete logical sense and cemented him as not only the chosen one, but one of the most important members of the entire Star Wars galaxy forever. Kylo Ren is severing his ties with the light, namely his loved ones, and that is why I believe he is irredeemable.